2 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes. You think I could do one of these in 1 minute, 2 minutes? What up, what up, what up, what up?
Update in 3 seconds.
I don't think I'm gonna be ready for it. I think I'm gonna be in right here, almost. I'm stuck in the dungeons. I'm almost done though. Hopefully you don't update the dungeons too, bro. I'll be mad. The update can wait.
It's okay, it says updating soon.
Yeah, I told you. It takes a while. It takes a little bit. Damn it. Another one? Bro, my luck just don't change. Hopefully it updated already. I didn't really grind much, so yeah. I grinded mostly the egg. Look how many voids did I hatch? I think I hatched like 2 of them, 3 around there. I have 5 voids in total though.
Nice.
Okay, let's see what they added. Let's go over here first. Okay, Starforge, Frostforge, Stormveil, Bloodflare, and Void Spider for the auras and the pet auras too. Pet corpse fire. Which is the other one? Pet Moonville. Pet blood. Pet spirit blue. Pet plague. Pet lock. Pet eternal fire. That's the last one. They're saying there's gonna be a buzz. There it is, right there. Someone said they don't like the egg any. Like, let's see. Okay, you sell what? What do you sell here? Okay, hold on. Okay, there's blocks on the floor. Pick them up. Okay. No, my mans. Really, bruh? We have to really grind for this egg. Hey, why does it show that I already have some of them? Oh no, never mind. I thought it did. Oh, the boss. This is a weak boss. Weak soul. Do the pets have multipliers? We'll check right now. Multiplier for bricks. Hardly have brakes. Okay, it's 100. I'm too fast for this, yo. I got 600. Let's see. Open one. Okay, classic diamonds. Okay. No, what the hell? I died? Why did I die? Did someone kill me or something? What the hell? Jerks. Okay, they do have multipliers, bro. They do have multipliers. Look. Let's go up. That one doesn't count. I don't know why they put it on there, or this one. Delete. Equip. I know I got more of them, bro. That's not. Where the hell are they? I don't know. Let's go hatch more. Oh, I don't know. What? This fool, bruh, is fucking annoying. Oops, excuse my language. Sorry, my bad, my bad. The F-bomb slip. Someone said trash update, bro. What do you think of the update, bro? W or not W? L? Sucks that we have to get a bunch of these blocks just to open an egg. I have 1,000 now. Oh wow. Oh wow, they would reset it, bruh, why? Why? Wow, they resetted my 2K points, bro. Really? My 2K blocks are gone, bro. They're really gonna make me do this again? I love sloths. with this. Man, bruh. How many of those do I have? Delete them. Did I really delete the thing? How come it's not keeping the event ones? I haven't put on delete. Oh yeah, they are on auto delete. Damn. Duh.
Head setting.
I know. I don't have it right here, but I don't know where did I put it at? No. Right here, settings, right? I'm gonna
Other
keep
one.
Because these, whatever you hatch from these, you could probably get a better multiplier. So yeah. For now, when you're beginning. I should spend some on my in here, bro. I could worry about the pets later. Nah, what's up? Bro, they keep resetting it, bro. Fuck. Way better, bro. Way better. You see? Work on your blocks and boss hits first, bro, and then your rest of your pets. Try to get the best multipliers out of your pets, bro. I have golden ones right now. So. There you go. We got 6K now. 1 to 7. Let's see if I could get a void from here. It doesn't matter if it's a regular pet, right? As long as it has a better multiplier. Piece of cake. Why everybody's spending on pets, bro? I'm spending on my upgrades. Watch. I'm gonna get the upgrades up first, and then I'm gonna get some pets on. What do you think? Should I go for decent pets first? Or should I upgrade my upgrades first? Completed it. Let's hatch a little bit.
I completed everything.
I haven't done it yet. Hold on, I will. Let me use some of these, see what happens. How do you do the auto? I got a void though in there. I got a void in there. Of the event ones. Regular, I think. Yeah, look. A void bouncy block for 3.9 blocks. 7. Oh, there it is, bro. The eclipse. Right there, look. How many likes, bro, for, let's see, avoid giveaway, bro. A double moon, one of these. I got 5 to give away, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I also have, look how many of these I have, bro. How many shinies I got? I got rockets, rock stars if y'all need them too, bro. I don't need them. Let me know, let me know. Oh shoot. Now we're making damage. How much are you making per boss, bro? At 10 likes, the void giveaway. Or 10 likes, the void giveaway. Double moon. I see him. We really have one, bruh. There's 5 people in here watching, bro, and we really have 2 likes. Come on, guys, come on. Drop a like, don't be like that. What is this supposed to be? I would like this outfit, bro. Imagine you make your avatar like that, bro. This should have been a Halloween update with this monster, bro. $100K.
300K for the boss.
Shoot, I only made like what? Over 100K?
Hell. IDC.
Nope, I don't care. What do you mean I don't care? Let's see. Alright, I got a team full of voids now, bro. Alright, now I don't need the other eggs. Is there any new egg here? No, right? You could also hatch the new egg from here, bro. You don't need to go. You don't need to be over there. Only if this one had blocks too, bro. But it doesn't. Nope. Let's see how much I make now, bro, with these pets. Okay, I beat my record, my old record. I'm probably gonna get around 3, bro. 3 or 4, 400K. Well, who knows? What's wrong? What's wrong, guys? What's wrong, guys? What do you need help with? Hello, laggy. Well, that was easy. Ooh. Avoid double moon.
GG.
You seen that? There it is. Damn, it's a 7 mil, bro. Okay, we're gonna go like this. I am gonna take this one, but I'm gonna take the void ones only. Oops. Ah. Bro, I'm trying to get to the settings button, bro. Like that, right? And then auto open. Wish me luck in another one. The bus. I almost missed it. So, since it's 100 each egg, and I'm hatching 4 at a time, I'm only wasting like 400, right? 400 per hatch. I don't know, bro. This update's a letdown. A whole ass letdown. Alexa, volume 2. The boss can't even survive, bro, because they instantly drain his health. Okay, dear.
Him to survive against evil and every Guru saint in Marijua. And don't even get me started on the revolutionary commanders like Arasuku was throwing hands against Admiral Fujitora and Furuku. But that's not all, as after the reverie and Vegapunk's message, more and more nations with their military might have pledged to join the Deadbeat Revolution, making them the key player in the final war. So let me run through the entire 38-year history and every single member of my group. Say it with me, Monkey Deadbeat Dragon's group.
Monkey Deadbeat Dragon? Oh, I got the triple.
As a Marine alongside Akane, but most of you already know that because you have the notification bell on, and if you don't, well, the TLDR is that here, he learned the real truth behind the flawed justice that Emu's rule brought to the world. There was massive corruption within the organization, and more often than not, they were harming people more than helping them. Especially the blind protection given to the celestial dragons, where they were seen as gods and were above the law. The people even had to pay these bums a tribute, otherwise you wouldn't be protected from pirates or even had pirates or warlords sent to your island as a threat like in Whitebeard's home.
Here it
The
is.
event that tipped the scales for Dragon though was
It's
the
only
God
1.9
Battle.
though,
When he
regular.
learned of the celestial culling games where innocent citizens were
The new
hunted
queen.
for its sport. If you want a deeper dive on his journey here, watch my last Dragon video after this one, but long story short, he saw the fucked up things happening and left the Marines to bring his own justice of equality to the world. And how did Dragon learn of the God Valley event that might have changed his outlook on the world? Well, Dragon would meet Emporio Ivankov, a former slave who escaped the clutches of the celestial dragons during that day. Hearing about the truth from Eva, Dragon's hatred for the celestial dragons
Ivanka.
grew even further, and so they created an organization of freedom fighters who would protest against corrupt kings of various countries that were tied to the world government. However, for a
Nice.
while, the Liberation Army was a non-violent and
Thank you.
pacifist group of protesters until the fatal O'Hara incident, which changed everything. In this massacre,
Thank
many
you.
innocent lives were lost, including Dragon's longtime colleague and friend, Professor Cloud D. Clover. Dragon, being friends with the O'Hara scholars, tells us one of the main pillars of his agenda, that he
Cloud D.
wants
Clover
not
died.
only freedom for people, but also the truth of the world and the void century to come out. Because what if Emu and the Celestials have just made up the fact that the 20 kingdoms were the good guys who saved the world from Choi Boy and the ancient kingdom who were the devil? And honestly, this has been confirmed as we have just learned in Elbaf that the world is drowning, with Emu literally having the devil know me. This is a truth that Dragon knew long ago through not only O'Hara but his friendship with Vegapunk. So realizing that a peaceful approach wouldn't fix the world or the government, Dragon decided that it was time to go on the offensive, and the current form of the Revolutionary Army was born. But Eva was like, dude, we can't overthrow the world government with just the two of us. And so Chief suggested they recruit some good old friends from their past. As I stated earlier, Eva was part of God Valley as a slave of the world government along with his friends, Jin.
How much?
Now, we don't know much about
How much,
Jin.
what's
Ivankov was
it
further
called?
God Valley, but Kuma is a much
much bricks?
different story. You see, Kuma and his
Brick
dad were
multiplier.
taken in as slaves for the celestial dragons just because they belonged to a race known
For
as the
real?
Buccaneers, which made them special due to
What?
their large size.
So you're telling me a single moon, a void single moon is better? That's what you're saying?
Please prepare.
That's what you're saying? Alright, please stop spamming, bro. Please stop spamming. I don't like that.
Yay. Chucks 1-1.
It's so easy to hatch a pit right now, bro. It's like basically giving away. I see a trampoline, bruh. Boing, boing. Boing. Boing.
Chuck straight.
Okay, Legos. What happened last night, bro? You just called me and then hung up. GG, 19 mil, damn, bro. I have this one. I have the normal one, bro. I know, he showed it to me last night, bro. I was like, damn, where'd you get that from?
That's crazy.
Right? And take care of it, bro. Don't get rid of it. Don't sell it. Don't know nothing to it. Just keep it.
I got offered 50K, but that's low XD.
Don't. If I was you, I wouldn't even trade it or nothing. I would just keep it.
True.
But the downside is you'll have a bunch of people just bugging you for it.
I can get 8-0 if I look. I only knew 3 hours after I got with like so many people finding my Discord. They literally were joining my game.
Exactly. Who knows how, but they find you, huh? And that's why for like a certain point, I had my my golden blitz hitting because everybody kept on asking me for it. I'd be like, nope. Swing, damn it. I need one more game pass, bro.
Do you have some good spare event pets I can trade for RQ?
I need the 2x health. The 2x health one. I'll see, bro. I'll see what I have right now. Hold on. I have these, the voids. They're like 4.5 multiplier. I don't know if you want them.
You sure look white, Chucks.
I do. I have better ones than those.
You are not better. Trade.
I have better than those, bro. Look. Look, 3, 4. These are 4, 4, 4, 4, and 4.
It's because they are level up.
Oh, I think I gave you one of my voids, bro. I think I gave you one of my team, bro. Oh well.
Trade.
The level 10 one. I didn't know they mix with the thing. Thank you, concert. I didn't know it was gonna trade. I thought you can't trade the ones that you have equipped, but I guess you could. Let me lock it.
This event is so easy, but I don't see a point of offking it if no new secret. Emoji crying loudly.
I know. I think we should just go back to the other one, bro. Go grind the dungeons and stuff. Keep on hatching the secret. Or I could hatch from here. I don't necessarily need to be over there. I have a million points. Let's go to the dungeon. I just wish they had better. I wish they had more zones in the dungeon, like more. You know what I mean. More maps. There you go. Get up.
Boss.
That boss could wait. That boss could wait. Yeah.
Years ago, but sadly, Kuma's father was shot dead for simply dancing and having fun with the Nika dance. Luckily, during the chaos in God Valley as the battle of Roger, Garb, God's Knights, and Roxy's effect was heating up, this chance to escape thanks to Kuma eating the pawpaw fruit, which was one of the prizes that could be won after slaughtering the local. Dragons. Eva was also about to eat the fish model dragon, Kaido's food, but luckily Big Mom snatched it and gave it to Kaido. Kuma, with his paw powers to fling people across the world, helped them escape. He and Jinny went to live a life of peace in the Sorbet Kingdom. However, after a new king was instilled with the heavily tribute costs rising, King Bekuli declared the north part of the kingdom the only actual country, and anyone who lived in the south who couldn't pay their taxes would be enslaved, meaning Kuma and Jinny were cooked. In these trying times, all Kuma wanted to do was serve his community and help alleviate the pain from people around him. Like, this man was using the paw powers to extract people's fatigue, ailments, and everything, tanking it all. A complete juxtaposition to King Bekuli and Imu, who don't take away people's pain, but instead happiness, like with Kuma's dad being shot for dancing. Sadly, with this new tax, many of the old people that lived in the south side with Kuma got taken prisoner. Kuma wouldn't have it and started to crash out on the royal army, leading him and Jinny to be locked up by King Bekuli. But then a savior showed up, Monkey Deadbeat Dragon and his freedom fighters alongside Ivankov. They freed Kuma and Jinny, saving the Sorbet Kingdom, with Kuma already having a kind heart. He and Jinny joined the army as commanders that would liberate other nations from the corrupt clutches of their kings and Imu. Kuma's addition was like a big-ass addition to the team, as Buccaneers have great strength and durability. His devil fruit also was beyond broken, having the power to repel anything his paws came into contact with, even repelling things at the speed of light. Bro literally had instantaneous movement as he could repel himself too, but using his notoriety along with Ivankov with his
you're hearing
that could enhance
you're hearing the One Piece chapter?
Kuma, Jinny, and the other members
or
of
whatever
the army were able to amass an even bigger following against the world government, which mainly consisted of people who have been wronged by them. As time passed, the revolutionary ideology to
you like One Piece too?
world government spread across the seas, and
getting
with
pretty
more
good.
countries joining this cause. At this point, the world government was forced to consider the deadbeat agenda as a massive threat.
Deadbeat dragon.
The title of the world's worst criminal, because you can kill the pirate king, but not the idea
you don't
the
watch?
revolutionary army was preaching. Similar to how the editors
yeah. There's this guy named Kuma. When he was little, they made him a slave, bro, just because of his race. So one day his dad was dancing to cheer him up, and then just shot him. They shot his dad in front of him, bro.
Around the same time,
his mom, they took her too.
Dragon would somehow gain some riz and have a child, Luffy, which, mind you, nobody knew about, not even Ivankov, Kuma, or Luffy himself. This boosted my goat's strength immensely as he became a deadbeat. My man didn't even use the milk excuse. He let Garp, his own father, take care of Luffy as he was busy hiding from the world government. Although he would often go back to Fuchsia Village and keep an eye on his son's world, which Kuma had noticed. So I guess Dragon gets like 0.0001% dab points, okay? At least in that regard. However, when he was confronted by him, Dragon hoped Kuma would never bring this up again, as he wanted to keep it a secret from the world, fearing for Luffy's safety. And you really can't blame him for it, right? He's the most wanted man on Earth, and it's highly likely that the world government or his other enemies would use Luffy as a means to take advantage of the revolutionary army. So Dragon kept his distance from his son and continued strengthening his army by dividing it into various units. The first main unit was led by Ivankov, known as the G Army, while the other 4 units were named the North, South, East, and West armies respectively, likely referencing to the different seas of the world. And the G Army is the Grand Line, which consists of Paradise and New World. Speaking of which, Jinny was made the East Army commander after 8 years of service.
You should watch it, bro. It's pretty neat.
Commanding the East Army, Jinny was kidnapped by the world government. Now, you might think, the Revolutionary Army, with all their might and my goat at the helm, they would rush through the gates of Marie-Joie and bust Jinny out, right? Nope. Like father, like son. To Dragon, the agenda is lawful. There's a reason Dragon had to do this, and it's a very noble reason. Let me explain, okay? Dragon's crew is
Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at?
It's an army, okay? They are at war
It's over here,
against the world government, and in war, casualties are inevitable. Hate Dragon, if you will, for not going to save Ginny, but if he had gone and failed, then the things that are happening in the world right now, like the 8-Nation Rebellion threatening Imu's 800-year rule, all of that would never occur. Luffy and the pirates would wreak havoc around the world, sure, but it would be limited to a small area, and with time,
Let's go.
pirate crews will perish.
Here's your iPhone 13 on us.
About time we switched.
Total sketch you, Diego. Hey, good luck tonight.
Total wireless is in your...
will perish. Then Imu and the government's immoral grasp would reign once again. Only Dragon and the Revolutionary Army, with their goal of overthrowing the current world order, can assist a figure like Luffy in toppling the government. They have the promise of a better life for the world. Luffy just wants to be the freest man alive. He isn't a hero or a conqueror. He said this himself. Every island he goes to, he fights authority because they hurt his friends. But to the Revolutionary Army, the citizens of every nation are their friends by default. So Dragon can't make rash decisions. His plan is a decades-long march. At their current strength, Imu, the God's Knights, Admirals, Marines, CP0 would squash them like bugs that rebel.
Yo, we got more flashback gems of the Rocks Pirates, Garp, and the Marines. We see what happened to Harold and who would kill Rocks, the legend himself, during his own era, and more, so make sure to stay tuned for another epic flashback chapter, which, as I've been saying, is more awesome than the present day stuff, if you ask me. Now, chill the parking within and smash that like button if you enjoy seeing One Piece videos like this one on the channel. I want to keep them coming. Make this the video you join the Noctum if you haven't by subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss future One Piece reviews and updates.
A quick thank you to Starforge for sponsoring this video. And I know MT, and they're freaking cool.
From the Foot Colony Temple of the International Philanthropy Federation, so what's supposed to be charity money. Bystanders are screaming, please stop, that money was donated for poor children in need. And Linolin even frames this in a way where their actions don't seem as bad as they might otherwise appear. She says, yeah, right, if that's true, why hasn't it been turned over? You were gonna keep it, right? And if that were the case, if this philanthropy organization is a complete scam, then it doesn't really seem like a big moral issue to take from the scammers, since the poor children are not getting it anyways. It's clear they have a bunch of bags and a lot of wealth, especially considering Oda is just showing us one instance of probably many such incidents. Whitebeard and Kaido are still down below and asking Ochoku to lower the lift since they are still underground. Ochoku leaves it to Shiki, who says he totally forgot about them. Instead of helping them, he shows us an example of the crew's famous infighting. He throws a bomb down to his crewmates instead of a lifeline, thinking the rest of them will get bigger cuts of the loot and even calling them suckers. Crazy who he's doing this to. Let's say that line of reasoning even made sense.
Excuse my language, but this was messed up what he did.
Short-term thinking, but you don't try to take down Whitebeard of all people. Come on. One of the elders says
he threw a bomb at his own crewmates just so he could get a bigger cut of the gold, bro.
Others ask, isn't the army here? And another says, they are getting close. The high priest says we can't let them escape. So they try to seal the temple. As Linolin is preparing to bust through, we see what is obviously Whitebeard's power at work. There are comments about the island sinking in an earthquake, but also one that says it's gotta be his handiwork, meaning Whitebeard's, of course. Even Linolin is screaming his name as she's raised into the air. The temple is destroyed by all this as we see Kaido and Whitebeard emerge above ground. Kaido says, gotta admit, I'm a bit jealous I can't do that. Whitebeard says, and this is so awesome, all of this based on like historical perspective and what we know will happen. He says, interested in getting a power, huh? You'd better choose wisely if you seek one out. You'll be stuck with it for life. Kaido says, good point, but as we know, he does end up getting a great one, the Gyarados fruit, as I like to call it. Looks like Kyo was down there too and asks, who was it? Which one of you tried to ditch us down there? Ochoku points to Shiki nervously, and Kyo, aka Silver Axe, who is a rival with Shiki, they're constantly butting heads, says angrily, figures it'd be you, Shiki. Shiki, looking super goofy with his fake innocent face, says, oh, Kyo, thank goodness you survived. He's pretty hilarious in his own right. He adds, I was so worried about you. And An obvious lie, but helps explain what kind of inner turmoil the Rock's pirates were dealing with and how great they could have been.
He act like nothing happened, bro.
Asks, what are they all doing before telling them to move it? Rox confirms the treasure is safe among all the hustle and bustle while he's told to look at the shore. Since the Marines, aka New Challengers, have shown up, he says with the infighting, this ain't the time to face them. We should have been getting ready to ship off. Whitebeard comments that the Marines are everywhere and notes that was fast, and did someone leak our plans? So aside from the infighting among the crew itself, looks like there's a Marine informant on the crew, making it even more destined to fail no matter how great it seems. Rox decides screw it, no point in prepping to sail now, get ready to fight. Faced with so many Marines like a boss, he smiles and gives the command, plunder everything and sink them all. Gotta say, Oda did a good job of making Rox as epic as we imagined him to be and as all the years of build-up implied. We're told in a mere 2 years since their formation, the record of the Rox crew spoke for itself. 16 documented raids, 76 sunken ships, 14 ports reduced to ash, and 5 towns wiped off the map, even 1 nation brought to ruin, 3 unprecedented violations of Article 18 of international law, and 25 criminal records quietly erased. All the while we see Rox launch hockey shock waves with his sword slashes that destroy approaching ships. The narrator says even with the future Pirate King Gold D. Rogers sailing the seas, it would not be an overstatement to refer to this period as the era of Rox. And that is a legendary statement really hyping up Rox in its own right.
My name is Robert Lucas and I'm the creator of the Sweetum Pack. The Sweetum Pack began after I posted a video of one of my cakes to social media.
In its own right. I mean, think about it. Roger was there, Roger was on the seas, Roger was killing it in his own way, and yet it still was Rox's era. Then we jump to Inishi in the New World. Harold is there and he's told by the world government authorities, what are you doing? Leave this place at once, Harold.
Hold on, let me go to bathroom. That chapter's pretty good. Still got a minute left. What's it called? The merchants should be out too, like when it hits 4 seconds on the timer. I think it's 4 or 2, not sure.
He's told all non-affiliated nations are considered lawless territories. Don't concern yourselves with the humans living here, they have no rights. Harold screams, that's messed up. The world government can't just decree everything like that. Let them go. This country gave aid to Elbap during our famine. Out of the kindness of their hearts, they're our friends, our saviors. And they in turn scream out while being tied up, King Harold, help us. Harold makes it clear what his intentions are when he says we're not leaving without repaying our debt. And if you'll remember, back when they helped Elbap, Harold said if they are similarly in need, the Giants would also help them in turn. Up to this point, he is a man of principles and a man of his word. And here he is sticking to it despite the fact that it contradicts his goal, possibly his biggest goal right now, of becoming a member nation. The world government guy says, Harold, I understand that Elbath is under consideration for becoming a member nation, correct? Interfering to help us would be one thing, but you'll only hurt your membership bid if you intervene on behalf of a non-affiliated country. This actually sounds super realistic and definitely reminds me of how organizations in the real world try to influence the action of non-member states by waving the possibility of membership in their face. Anyways, the dude just says, stay out of the way, Harold, as he shoots a seemingly innocent woman. Harold loses it, veins popping and all, and says, you scum. You aren't human. Interesting line coming from a horned giant, but we all get the point. His giant frame is launched from his boat in the direction of the world government ship as he wields his giant sword overhead. Chances are that ship's not going to finish off too well. And how did the newspapers frame this incident of Harold being loyal and trying to save his friends who saved him in the past from injustice?
Join up.
The headline's not unlike a clickbaity YouTube title, hopefully.
Join up for the dungeon.
This week, King Harold exposed Elbath Monarch sinks innocent battleship. Alliance with the world government revealed as a ploy. Of course, when Rock sees this, he is overjoyed. He laughs and says, you see, that's the government for you. Let's drink at the castle, Harold. This is at Ida's Tavern, by the way, that's happening. Harold says, don't be dumb. I'm not letting a man with a reputation as bad as yours come to the party. However, he still likes drinking with him at Ida's Tavern. Not that it really matters where they drink, the point is they're bonding over drinks. Rox replies, your whole nation should be joining up with me. Come on, Harold, give it up. I can't stand seeing you grovel to the world government anymore, and I don't know about you guys, but I think Rox, as usual, is making a lot of sense, and I still haven't seen anything crazy that he's done to make him seem evil or like the bad guy 100%. So it'll be interesting to see what else he does before this flashback is through. Harold is still resisting, though, saying sooner or later Elbath will become a member nation of the world government. By the way, at this point Harold has shaved his head bald. Rox even comments on it, saying, you think shaving your head was a sign of good faith? Is that a cultural thing you got from somewhere? And he laughs. Harold says, Garb laughed too. And here, Rox even shows respect for Garb, saying that guy hates the top brass, aka those in charge of the world government. He'd also be better off as a pirate. Harold counters, saying they're a massive organization. Sure, they have corrupt trash in their ranks, but the Navy is a fine army, he says. The average Marine helps save people on a day-to-day basis.
Oh look, bro, we
Harold
could try
that some of them already come from Elbath, like John Giant. If more
we
of our
could try that one dungeon, bro.
They could use their boundless strength to really make a difference for people everywhere. And Rox says, now that's terrifying. Rox even some sense into him, Ida. Ida smiles and says, I wish I could. If
you want to try Impossible?
I'd tell him you should choose your friends wisely. And then
you want to try Impossible
says,
or no?
Hey, don't take shots at me. So I'm not sure if it's Harold or if it's Rox, because the implication is she might be referring to Rox being a bad influence and him not hanging out with Rox. So not 100% sure because they're not showing the character during that speech.
I made it last time by myself, bro. I don't know how, but I made it.
Their friendship, where they can talk and drink alone, with Rox even joking around.
Hold on, I need to concentrate on this one.
I can solo Impossible now.
I could do it too, but I don't know why with people I can't. I think you gotta wait for it to swing and then you hit them, bro. That's what I've been doing. Bro, what? Hold on. Bro, I don't got 5x coins.
Yo Chucks, can you give me 4 RBSW? I really need them for void.
What's an RD? What's an RB? SWs. I don't know what SWs are, bro. And I don't even have rainbows.
Shadow Ray.
No, thank you. I'm
Rainbow
working on
Shadow
one too
Ray.
myself, bro.
And hell not.
I'm not giving those away. I'm working on them. Sheesh, not these guys.
How do you got 1 mil?
Grinding. Work on your upgrades first before getting a pet. What I did is whatever pet I got first with the little blocks thingy, I upgraded my upgrades, and as soon as I had enough, I just bought enough eggs to get to 1 million. Oh shoot. Is it because of the strength on this thing or what? Did you die, Lego? Oh, I thought you died.
I need the boxes.
That's why. That's why the little Legos or whatever they are. Stop spinning, damn it. Work on your upgrades first before anything else. Get a couple pets that have the little block multipliers, and then just work on your upgrades.
I finished them.
Yeah, we finally got an RB. About that time, boy.
Bot max I got is like 30k from boss.
Hey, I've been getting nothing but regulars, so this is a yeah for me. That's what I've been getting for the past days. It's because you need to equip the pets, bro. Equip pets. Equip event pets. The pets have multipliers. Watch, I'll show you right now. I make about 300k, yeah, 300k per boss around there. Watch, let me see where my pets at. Pets. Equip that. There you go, look. That one does 5.8. That one has 4, 4.5, 4.4, 4.2. I have 4 pets I could equip, so probably that's why.
I got you.
Make sure when you equip your pets, put equip event pets, and that's how you're gonna be able to get a lot of these blocks. Look, I'm already at 34, 40k, 45k. I'm already at what? 120k? With less people, I guess you get more points, bro, 'cause you get more HP off it, I guess.
With Harold's favorite woman. Now Oda is purposely showing us this scene of close friendship to really shock us with what's about to come next. But first we jump to Navy HQ, where big names will recognize are talking about the giant situation. They capture people's fear of giants in general as they repeat what's often said about them, saying if a giant were to roll over in their sleep, people could be crushed to death. If one just loses their temper, lives could be lost. Do you really think humans can coexist with such creatures? That's the gist of what they told me. They really said all that, another voice responds. Then we see a young Vice Admiral Garp, a young Vice Admiral Sengoku, a young Vice Admiral Otsuru, and an Admiral Kong. So big takeaway there is there may be a legendary fleet admiral in this time that we will hopefully see during this flashback, since Kong isn't yet fleet admiral. Maybe he'll even be defeated, and that's what makes Kong have to step up by one of these characters like Rox. We'll see what happens, but for now they're eating, and Garp says they're fine letting him join the Navy. But that's all, huh? Sengoku says Harold is an honest man. He's trying to learn from history and change Elbaf. And Otsuru says there's rumors he's being scattered by Rock. If that's true, the Navy might not be able to stand against them. And notably, we're not used to seeing Kong so young and flustered. He's sweating and jittery kind of, as he's trying to balance everything and everyone, probably opposing opinions between the top ranks and the bottom ones. Or or more so closer to the bottom, let's say. He says, you make good points, but it is what it is, damn it. We're really stuck between a rock and a hard place now. Still, you can't deny their wild and violent track record, he adds. The fiery Garp says that's exactly the kind of strength after Kong, as he chews with his mouth open. Very Luffy energy right here, but it's crazy how he just is so committed to being a Marine, despite the fact that he hates everything about the system. Sengoku says, just hurry and make Elbaf a member nation already. Otsuru says, if it were up to me, it wouldn't be an issue. So all these up-and-comers and future legends are on board for the Giants being a member nation, but Kong clearly got different directions from above, as mentioned, and so the opinions of these vice admirals, no matter how legendary they will become in the future, doesn't mean much. It's a great example of what Harold was talking about. There are good people in the Marines, but the question is, does it matter if the corrupt top brass will always make the final decision? And then we get the final and arguably most interesting portion of the chapter that takes place 42 years ago in Hachinosu. Last chapter, we were told that Shaki was gonna replace Gloriosa as the Kuja Pirates captain, and now we jumped forward enough so that she is already quitting, and we see at Hachinosu, aka at Pirate Island, that people are going crazy over the news, saying it's huge. Keep in mind, Shaki seems to be considered the most beautiful woman in the whole world right now in this time period.
Isn't that game where you take their heads
Pirates are
and shit?
upset since in their minds, this means there's no chance they'll run into her at the sea anymore. We hilariously see people dropping to their knees like their life is over, saying it can't be.
It's like a
I set
ninja
sail because I
like
dreamed of being attacked by Shaki's Kuja pirates. Such a funny line.
I've seen one like
Others
that
say,
where
damn, we
you're just
wasted our
playing
youth,
around
and
like,
Shaki-chan.
if you
Even
cut their
Gloriosa
heads
is
off,
reading news about
you
her
grab
successor
it,
that's not retiring,
and
as
you
she's
keep it
chilling
like
with
that?
Linlin. She asks herself, what are you up to, Shaki? Linlin asks, do you reckon she quit so she could chase after a man like you did, Gloriosa? Does love always lead to ruin in the Isle of Women? And Gloriosa simply remarks like, you know anything about the pain of love. You crank out kids like popcorn, she says hilariously. But you gotta admit, it's impressive that Linlin can do that and still be an active, formidable Rocks pirate. Like, I wonder if she's sometimes just pregnant as she's beating people up. Gloriosa thinks and says anyway, I honestly can't imagine her getting lovesick. I'd never forgive her if she went after Roger. As we know, Shaki ends up with Rayleigh, so Gloriosa doesn't have to worry about that, but funny that she thinks she might go after her Roger. But whether it's because of Rayleigh or not, I look forward to learning more about Shaki's thought process for leaving. Then we get another hilarious moment, which I think a lot of us would be invested in because it focuses on Miss Bucket and Whitebeard. All of these interactions are great because of Weevil, as we'll get to. Bucket says it's always Shaki this and Shaki that. At least you've only got eyes for me, right, Newgate? So she clearly likes him, but Newgate only responds, I've never been in love with you. Still, that doesn't mean he's never been with her at all, if you know what I mean. And even if he hasn't yet, doesn't mean she won't wear him down eventually. So I honestly do think that Weevil is probably Newgate's son. That's where my money would be. But let me know if you agree in the comments. Even look at these two bicker as if they were an old married couple. Like, it's they're pretty close, you gotta admit. She says, what did you just say? Clearly upset and getting quite close to him physically. I'm the popular sensation Miss Bucket. Whitebeard says, isn't that enough? Well, she says, no, I want you. Then people are heard saying, no way, something crazy is happening. What's wrong? We're told it's the Kuja pirates. They're coming toward the coast. We then see Shaki appear as the narrator tells us, in Pirate Island's history, this incident is said to rank among the greatest even with all that was yet to come. Pretty crazy statement there. The arrival of the world's most beautiful idol caused a commotion in this hive of murderous beings. They all fall to their knees in her presence with hearts in their eyes. They say she's a goddess and now they can die happy. They wonder if they're dreaming and comment on her beauty, comparing it to a blinding light. They ask if she's joining the Rock's pirates like Gloriosa. She says, no, I just want to live here for a while. And they say, what? In shock and in unison. She says, quitting won't matter to the Marines. They'll always be after me since I was a pirate. So I'm gonna hide out here for a while with all of you. You'll protect me, right? She asks. Of course we will, they respond. When she says this place smells, they say we'll clean it up right away. When she says I want to open a store, they say we'll build one. She gets whatever she wants, pretty much. Rox comes in asking and complaining about the noise. He asks with his crew, why are you rats making such a racket? They say, don't blame her, Rox, this was our doing. We see that her ripoff bar is now open, and it's so popular we're told that it will take over 1 month to get in.
Bro, they were totally simping over her.
I'm so happy to see you to the Rock's Pirates. She even has an apron on, mind you. She says, you'll be my first customer, with a big smile seemingly to Rox. Would you like a drink? And if you thought Rox would be mad at her, or at the commotion at least, you'd be dead wrong. Like the rest, his heart pops out of his chest. Newgate's too, by the way, and everyone's really. He views her as an angel. The narrator says Shocky was like a flower blooming in a dry wasteland. Her very presence enriched the island. The inhabitants of Hachinosu came to covet her as a treasure, an irreplaceable crown jewel. Unfortunately, the narrator tells us, a treasure is always the inevitable target of theft. It's definitely making it sound like Shocky, like Helen of Troy, was the cause of the Great War at God Valley. In a previous chapter, Garp said you don't just swipe the crown jewel of Pirate Island, of course they'd come back to get it. That could explain why everyone seemed to get involved, because everyone was obsessed with her. And perhaps it will explain some of the actions and alliances that took place, but we'll have to wait and see. For now, though, Rox is smitten and says he'll give her a hand and that the place smells great. That somewhat more lighthearted scene gives way to the Room of Authority in Marijoa, where the elders are seriously plotting. They say, very well, relay this to Harold. We shall accept Elbaf's admission into the world government on one condition: the warriors of Elbaf must kill Rox. So betrayal enters the conversation, and honestly, carrying something like that could explain the change in Harold's expression over time, because he compromised his principles potentially for the greater good of his country, or at least for what he thought would be the greater good. This would also allow Rox to be defeated, but it would be one of those caught off guard situations by the betrayal, not a someone was stronger than him situation, so that he still keeps this legendary powerful aura around him that would have built up so well. But let me know your thoughts about all this. Is Shocky the cause of the God Valley incident? Will Harold betray and kill Rox? And what else stands out to you in this chapter and even moving forward? So happy with these flashbacks personally, I can't wait for more. Now if you enjoyed this video, then YouTube says you won't want to miss this one, link on screen right now. Like and subscribe for more One Piece, and I'll see you in the next one.
I think I passed you right now. I don't even see you on here.
Cash App.
You're not even in my server, bro.
Download now.
My Cash App.
There is a queue.
Is it 4 or no? Is it 4 or no? I mean, I could join you. Make a lobby. Get a lobby, bro.
Yes.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I clicked the wrong one.
Story filled with thousands of years of lost history, a guy that can eat 2 devil fruits, and, oh yeah, the One Piece that has haunted me for over 10 here in chapter 490. And I think with everything that we've recently learned about Davy Jones and ancient giants and emo turning people straight into giant demon monsters, I think it's a good time right now to take another crack again at solving this eternal mystery. What are these giant creatures here? And I think most importantly, I should probably catch you up to speed on the Florian Triangle in general, since it's easy to forget all the crazy stuff if you're not super locked in on it like I've been recently. So, the Florian Triangle is, as the name suggests, based on the real world.
Did I even join you, bro? I think I
But
just
something that I
joined
don't think
whatever.
is known
Hold
as
on.
much by people and is pretty relevant for you and me today is that the Japanese kanji for this place labels it as the Devil's Triangle, which is very different. Which also, fun fact, is something that we do call the Bermuda Triangle in the real world too, depending on where you're from. But as
Yeah, I think
for
I
the
just landed
Florian
during the
Triangle,
random
in the
thing. My
story,
bad, bro.
it's this really creepy and grimy place full of mystery, darkness, and spiritual nonsense going on. A ton of ships vanishing here, death becoming those who enter it, and worst of all, Gecko Moria. I mean, just look at the guy. Yikes.
Yikes.
Fruit.
The Grove Street Families are an African-American street gang based in Los Santos. Their signature color is green. The gang is divided into 3 subsets: Grove Street Families, Temple Drive Families, and Seville Boulevard Families. However, during the game's events in 1992, these subsets were mostly in conflict with each other rather than united. At the start of the storyline, Grove Street Families are led by Sweet, the older brother of the protagonist, Carl C.J. Johnson. After Sweet is imprisoned and betrayed, Big Smoke temporarily takes over leadership before Sweet regains control at the end. Grove Street Families initially held significant influence and territory in Los Santos, but their power declined mainly due to refusing to participate in drug trafficking, specifically crack cocaine, which Sweet strongly opposed. This ethical stance weakened their financial position and allowed rival gangs to grow stronger. The internal conflict among the subsets further destabilized the gang. The Temple Drive Families and Seville Boulevard Families both distanced themselves from Grove Street. This division was exacerbated by Sweet's strict leadership style after the death of his brother Brian.
That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Where is it at? I know I've seen it. Hold on. Hold on, bro. I gotta find it. I think I already passed it, bro. Yeah, I did. It's because I only have one, and it's weird looking. Let me see.
Like 1-3 moon.
Hold on.
I don't have any.
It's right here.
Not this one.
Which one? This one? And this one?
Like any other 3 moon.
What do you mean, like any other?
Index. For old Ed. Yes.
I think that's it, bro. I think the dungeon's ready, bro. What? It's not joining up, look.
Trade if you want them back.
It's alright, bro. It's alright. Keep them.
You got a glitched server, join mine.
It just glitched.
T1.
It's not working. Yo, this server's not glitching. This server's not working, bro. I don't know this update, bro. I can't even enter your thing, bro. It's full too. Let me see if it works now. Is this a private way? Is this a private, bro, or no? Or public? Let's see. Oh, now it's working. Join up, Legos. Let's see if it works. Or is it gonna be full too? Yeah, I want to join or not? Cause this is my my last dungeon, and I'm gonna get off. I gotta go eat. Let me know, let me know. Who are we missing? Is Lego's joining or no? Or is he skipping? I'ma still keep hatching the secret, bro. See if I get it. See if I get a golden one or a rainbow one or something better.
WSD.
What's up, what's up? Damn, right? Why am I getting more damage with you than like when I was with Legos? I wouldn't get that much damage. Damn. Oh. Then we still have to pass this one. Bro, I'm out of here. I'm almost dead, bro. Oh no! Oh no! I fell, bro. I don't think I'll be able to make it through. Oh, bro, it's lagging on me, bro.
Don't die, I can solo.
I'm not trying to, bro. I just hate to leave you alone. Did you buy the health pass? I need the health pass, bro. I need to buy one of these, watch. How much is 350? Let me see. I don't have the Roblox app on this. Ah, I wasn't paying attention, bro. I forgot to move away from him. I didn't get nothing then? Oh. So if I die, I don't get nothing? That sucks.
No, 'cause you died.
I could have revived, but I don't want to waste my bucks. I'm saving to buy this one, watch. I don't have this one. Right now I have 242. 242 bucks, bro. $242 bucks. Want to help me buy it? Go buy my shirts in my group if you want, and that way I could afford it. That's if you guys want. I have a shirt in there. Well, I have shirts in there, I think. Let me see. Communities. Create a server. Supercharger announcement, notification, interaction, and more. Yep, there's merch in there for 10, 5. I need to make some more. Alright then, bro. I'll let you guys go. I'll let you guys do whatever you gotta do for the day or for the night, and I'm gonna continue hatching this one. I'll see you later, bro. Peace. I'll probably come back on Sunday, bro, and do a giveaway. Alright, so stay tuned for Sunday. I got you guys on Sunday. Alright, bro. See ya, see ya, see ya, see ya. See you later.